Thank you for tuning into Girl, I'm Not My Situation. Thank you to my newcomers, and thank you for my old subscribers that have already been with me. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about acknowledging the inner child within you. You have to acknowledge that there is even a wounded child that lives within you. You have to acknowledge that there is a wounded child that lives within you. Without acknowledging something, you can't help or change something. So, our first healing process is acknowledging. I'm going to just go ahead and read off my notes and go from there. So, acknowledge or acknowledgement, acceptance of the truth or existing of something, the act of acknowledging something or someone, acknowledgement of a mistake, recognition or favorable notice of an act or an achievement, receiving acknowledgement for his charitable works. So, what really stood out to me was acceptance of the truth, and that is the truth. We have to accept the truth that there is a wounded inner child that lives within inside us that needs healing, that needs some attention, that needs to be set free so that we can live properly as mature adults today. So with that being said, I'm going to just jump right into it. Excuse the little pimple right there. You know, being single, hey, that's what happens. But it's a good thing because I'm loving on my Lord first. Okay? You have to acknowledge her. Let her know that you know she is there. Acknowledge the fact that you know she has been through some things and you're here to help her. Heal her from the past hurt. Let her know that you understand and that she is not here alone. Let her know that you're not here to hurt her, but to help you and her. Let her know you can't do this without her. Let her know it's time for her to be set free from the pain. Acknowledge her. Love on her. Nourish her. Take her by the hand. Hold her. Kiss her. Let her feel that you're really here to help her and not hurt her no more. Acknowledge that she holds so much wisdom, that she holds the key to you guys' happiness. Let her know that you're not too busy and you're here to stay. Let her know you're here to listen to her and not judge her, because that's very important. She didn't have nobody to listen to her, and she was always judged. So you have to really let her know you're not here to judge her. You're not here to condemn her. You're not here to tell her how she feels. She's here to tell you how she feels. So it's very important to not judge and listen with a clean heart. Tell her it's okay to feel the way that she feels and that you understand. So now that you acknowledge her, it's time to no longer talk to her as a child in the need of her parents' attention. Start talking like the woman who wants to be set free and in need of the truth. Okay? So you can't talk to your inner child like a child. You have to talk to your inner child like an adult. I'm an adult who needs to be parent. My bad. I am an adult who needs to parent this inner child. Break general curses. Pour into that little girl's heart love, compassion, understanding, trust, and boundaries. It's very important that you love, have compassion, understanding, trust the process, and you have to set boundaries. She needs you to protect her because she has been wounded. Wounded from when she was called names, or when she got picked on, or when someone hit her, or when someone touched her inappropriately. Let her know whether she was a child or a girl becoming a young woman that she has a right to her body, mind, and spirit. I'm going to say that again. Let her know whether she was a child or a girl becoming a young woman, that she has the right to her body, mind, and spirit. Now, tell her these 7 things to open up the door to connect with her. Remember, it's important to listen to the feelings that enter. You have to listen to the feelings that enters into your heart. It's very important. It's very important. These feelings comes up in a situation that triggers strong emotions, discomfort, and old wounds. You will notice anger over unmet needs, abandonment or rejection, insecurity, vulnerability, guilt or shame, and anxiety. When you see these feelings, look back into your childhood and you will see a similar situation in your adulthood that triggered that inner child in you. So I'm going to give you an example. So with my inner child, one of the things that I learned was she suffers with abandonment issues. So I'm going to just give you an example of me as an adult dealing with abandonment issues. So it was this guy that I've been loving for a mighty long time. And I found comfort in him because I was abandoned. He found comfort in me because he was abandoned. Unfortunately, we both were abandoned by our parents. Okay? And I'm not here judging our parents. I'm not here talking down on our parents. I'm just speaking facts and the truth. And the truth will set you free. Okay? So here it is, 2 people that has abandonment issues getting together. Now, how do you think that looks? I'm looking to him to fulfill my abandonment issues because my father abandoned me. He's looking to me to heal his issues because he was abandoned by his mother. Like I stated, we both was kind of abandoned by both parents, mother and father. But we just going to stick on the topic for me, my mother, and for my father, for him, his mother. So 2 wounded people getting together, believing that they're going to heal each other. But how can somebody heal me from my abandonment issues when they have abandonment issues? See, I held on to him for all these years because I didn't want to deal with abandonment issues. I'm gonna just keep it real. I did not want to deal with being abandoned. Here it is, I found somebody at a young age, first love, fell in love with, gave me what I wanted, treated me nice, but wasn't good for me. He was good to me, but he wasn't good for me. And the reason why he wasn't good for me is because he had abandonment issues, he wind up abandoning me. He felt like he can come in and out of my life. And that wasn't happening. Because here it is, I'm a wounded girl with abandonment issues. And you mean to tell me I'm getting with this man that's abandoned me too? One minute you here, one minute you're not. Like, that's the same thing my dad did. Made broken promises. You know, saying that he was going to do stuff for me, but really his intentions wasn't. Now, I don't know. I'm just speaking. Because I feel a man makes time for what he invests in. A man makes time for things that he loves. A man don't abandon the things that he loves. Okay? So he abandoned me. He came in and out of my life for years, and I allowed it. So I can't be really mad at him because I allowed it. Why did I allow it? Because I have abandonment issues. I was afraid of being alone. In my mind at 17, I thought, man, I ain't never had nobody love me like he do. Yeah, he loved me because he was looking for love. And I found out down the line, he started saying that I reminded him of his mother. Now, ladies, we have to be careful when a man say that to us. Oh, you remind me of my mother. You need to dig deep into that. Well, what kind of relationship did you have with your mother? Because if your mother had a negative impact on you, I don't want to remind you of your mother. Period. That's just the honest to God truth. I don't want to be reminded of being your mother because you have an issue with your mother. Your mother abandoned you. So when it comes to looking at me and you looking at me like your mother, you automatically going to have that defense wall up. You're automatically in your mind going to have, oh, she's like my mother, so she's going to leave me. Okay? Which, to a certain extent, I did leave. I kept running in and out. And I was running in and out because my needs wasn't met. See, when your needs are unmet, you're going to be a runner. You're going to run in and out because you're searching for that validation. You know, I was searching for that love, not to abandon me, but not really accepting the fact that this man got abandonment issues too. So today, now that I'm in my 40s, and I think back over the years that I've dealt with him, he was just like my father to me. Just like my father. I got teased behind my father making broken promises to me. I get talked about because this man came into my life and sold me a short dream. Let's just keep it real. He sold me a short dream saying one day he gonna marry me, be with me. But how can you be with somebody that's running around here talking about they're single? Okay? How are you single and you supposed to be in a relationship? Sir, it sounds like to me, you're abandoning me. Because I gave him my all. I gave him my all. I put him before other people. Because I thought that he was the one that was going to help me with this abandonment issue. But really, in reality, he made my abandonment issues deeper and deeper and deeper. See, because you can't go to something that's broken to heal you. See, he would have to heal first. in order for him to have a proper, healthy, successful relationship with any woman. So just like with me, my dad abandoning me, first thing I'm going to look at is in a man, in the back of my mind is you like my daddy? Is you going to leave me like everybody else? Is you coming up in here to make broken promises to me? Now I have this wall up. Now I can't properly love a man the way he needs to be loved. Is because I have issues. It's because this little child in me is wounded and she needs help. And no man can help her but the Father. Okay? But the Father, my God, is who can help her. See, my God is who will send men in her life to help deal with these abandonment issues. See, you don't have to go out and pick this man for yourself, because you are what you attract. And that's just the honest to God truth. I attracted men that had abandonment issues from their mothers. I attracted men that had issues with their parents. So until I can deal with this wounded child within me, I'm going to keep meeting the same type of men. Spirits recognize spirits. That's why they say birds of a feather flock together. That's why you got to watch the company you keep. Heal yourself first, so you'll know what you want in life and not be living off those wounds as a child. See, because when he abandons me, here come that little kid in me. And I'm not going to say so much throw a tantrum, but to me, it looked like a tantrum. Now when I get the, oh, you don't want me. Oh, that's messed up. Oh, you been lying to me. Oh, this, all that, making this man held accountable for my abandonment issues when he never put them there himself. So now I'm holding him accountable because my dad abandoned me. See, so it's very important to seek help. Get the help that you need. Because without the proper help, that wounded inner child is going to live with you throughout your adulthood. Okay? So until I can acknowledge that I had abandonment issues, I kept running into the same type of, the same type of men. Okay? I kept running into the same type of man. Now, I met this person at 16, 17. I'm 45 today. And we're still going through the same thing we went through when we were 17 years old. So I'm living proof that if you don't deal with your inner child, it will affect your adulthood. Until he deals with his abandonment issues from his mother, he cannot properly love a woman. Because when you have issues, those issues stop you from really looking into somebody's soul and really seeing them for who they are and not seeing them from your hurt. Deal with your hurt. Heal yourself so you can have a healthy and whole relationship with yourself first as an adult. That way you can carry that into a relationship with a man or a woman. So I had to deal with the abandonment issues that I found that this little girl had. Okay? I've found out a lot of things. But I'm just giving you an example of how my abandonment issues as a child leaked over into my adulthood. I really thought in my mind that this man loved me unconditionally. I really thought in my mind that this man would not hurt me the way my father did. But in reality, he did. He still hurted me up till today. But because I dealt with my abandonment issues, him leaving me, it don't bother me. People talking about me because I put so much into him. Don't listen. Do not run around bragging about a man or a woman. Okay? Don't do it. Because I ran around here putting this man on a pedestal when all he was doing was dragging me through the mud. Not physically, but mentally. Dragging me through the mud. Telling me 20-something years that he loved me. Now, I'm not going to doubt that he don't love me. See? But for me, love is more than just a word. Love is actions. See, my parents told me they love me. But did they demonstrate love? And I'll take that back, because growing up, I never really heard my mother say she loved me. Never. But I'll get into that. So until I deal with my issues, I would never be able to find a man to love me. And that's the truth. I have to heal this little girl within me to receive the love that God has for me. Okay? Like I said, I'm not going to take away from him loving me, because I believe he loved me, but I want somebody to be in love with me. Love me to where they don't see nobody else. And I'm going to say this. My grandmother, who is resting in peace, listen to your elders. Because if I would have listened to my grandmother when I was 17 years old, my grandmother told me that he was no good for me. No good. But what did the little girl inside me do? Broke down and had a meltdown. Oh, Grandma, he loved me. He do everything I say, dude. He's there for me. But now that I'm grown and I sit back and I think back all the way back then, he wasn't there for me. He was there for himself. He was there for himself. Because he was looking for something, just as well as I was looking for something, and I'm not mad at him. I love him. I'm not in love with him the way I used to be. Because waiting for somebody 20-something years, come on now. I really had to laugh at myself and say, girl, you was desperate. But it wasn't that I was desperate. It was that little girl in me was holding on to something that didn't want to be held on to. The little girl in me wanted to be loved so bad that I held on to a toxic relationship for years after years. My family laughing at me. That's why he didn't marry her, but that's fine. Trust me, that's fine. Because I know why. We both got issues. We allowing that little kid in us to run us as an adult. Okay? So it's very, very, very important that you take your inner child by the hand and heal them. Today, I'm not tolerating no bull crap. Why? Because I've done the work within. I know whose I am, who I am, and who I belong to. See, back then, I didn't know my identity. So I fell for anything. If you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. And that's true. But once I tapped into this wounded little girl within inside me, she held the key to everything I needed to heal me as an adult. Today, I'm not scared of abandonment issues. Because today I look at abandonment as if you just wasn't for me. You're not who God has for me. Period. You're not. And that's fine. And I accept that. But until I can acknowledge and heal this inner girl within me, it did me no good. So please, please listen to how the inner child feels and allow yourself to